The problem of what to do with spent fuel has often been rather embarrassing at many of the negotiations on that.
Yeah, but we have had a very clear policy right from day one. The spent fuel has to be reprocessed and recycled. See, for any environment management, good environment management, whether you are dealing with a nuclear reactor or you are dealing with a thermal power plant or you are dealing with any chemical plant, recycle is the best strategy for waste management. And in nuclear case, if you recycle, in fact, you are actually recycling fuel itself because you produce more fuel in a reactor. So it is both ways, environmentally very beneficial thing to do. But at the same time, you get maybe 70, 80 times more energy if you recycle. And that has been our policy right from day one. So it was only a question of just sticking to it and telling the world that no, we will not dip from here.
The entire program of the Department of Atomic Energy, right from the beginning, and I'm sure it was so in your regime, during your regime also, is based on the three-stage fuel cycle initiated by Dr. Bhabha.
That's right.
Some people have always felt that we have not really made much progress, or if at all, we have been somewhat lagging behind the timetable that we ourselves had set for ourselves. What's your view about it?
Well, I would say, well, I'll give a yes and no answer. In the sense, if you see, three-stage program has been essentially with a long-term vision that we should be in a position to develop technologies for utilization of thorium, which we have in very vast magnitude. Now, the three-stage, that to be able to get energy from thorium, you got to go through this development of technologies for all the three stages, the reactor technologies, as well as the reprocessing and recycle technologies. And on technological terms, I think we have done well, both for the first stage, the reprocessing spent fuel coming from first stage, the second stage, because all these things are now at industrial or commercial level, they are being done. Reprocessing of fast reactor fuel cycle, that also is good progress has been made. On thorium on a small scale, almost entire fuel cycle has been worked upon. So I would say on technological terms we have done well. So there is, so now as far as people are concerned, they want megawatts, how much energy you are producing. And there I think the answer is probably yes, in the sense we have not produced as many, or we have not set up as much capacity in terms of megawatt as was being projected. But there are reasons for that. One of the biggest reasons is of course embargo related. See, when the original three-stage program was chalked out, it was known that there will be international restrictions, and that's why principle of self-reliance was very firmly established. But after 74 and later after 98, the embargoes became very, very severe. And so obviously that contributed to the delays in terms of setting up projects.
How did you face the challenge posed by these embargoes? Were the embargoes deterrents or they were opportunities?
Well, those who imposed embargo obviously meant it to be a deterrence. But for us, it became an opportunity in the sense the R&D infrastructure in BARC, in Indira Gandhi Center, or even in Raja Ramanna Center for Advanced Technology, VCC. The R&D infrastructure is very robust and comprehensive. And the advantage that we have is we have several groups from several disciplines who can be brought together to solve it. We can configure different teams. So wherever there has been a challenge, I think these teams got together and and created the necessary technologies. So we were successful. We did lose time in the process, but the fact is that is what made us strong technologically.
You feel that the so-called multidisciplinary centers, which you took a significant lead in establishing one at Bhubaneswar, for instance, on this thing, will it have a noticeable impact on the progress, indigenous progress of technology?
Well, yes, but the Bhubaneswar is more an education institute, and the objective is, you know, we have several ISERs in the country which have been set up. So the Bhubaneswar, which is called NISER, essentially patterned on similar lines, but there is a difference. And the difference is it is being backed up by Department of Atomic Energy. The undergraduate education, the Bhubaneswar runs, it will run several programs, but one program would be an integrated MSc program. So +2 students get admitted straight for an MSc program, 5-year integrated MSc program. We've done a similar thing here in Mumbai University. Yes, but it was in engineering. They have a science stream, but that here the idea the idea is that you run an MSc program for undergraduate in an atmosphere or in an environment where you have a very high level of research at PhD level going on. So Bhubaneswar will have, of course, integrated MSc program, but it will have a very strong PhD and also postdoc program. It will have, apart from teaching labs, it will have research labs, but it will also have centers where you could think of having very large experimental facilities. And so, for example, Bhubaneswar students, and I think similar is the case with the CBS here, they are in first year, second year, third year, but they are already publishing papers. Now, this is required, and the emphasis there is more on experimental research. And this is required because I think the shape of things to come, the tomorrow's technology, would have much larger basis on physics that we know today. And I think translation of our scientific knowledge, in this case, let's say in physics or biology, into technologies. Now that capability to transform, I think, is rather poor in India. We have scientific research goes on one stream, technology goes on a parallel stream, very little connection. It is important that we create bridges at several levels. And I think the best medium for creating such bridges is students.